games for you from this year's Highlander Nations Cup. We've got another double header for you tonight. It's bringing you two different games that were delayed from earlier in the week. First game we've got for you tonight is Estonia versus Portugal, followed up later by Scotland against the USA. I'm CJ. With me tonight is Hildreth and Arjax. How are you doing tonight, Hildreth?
I'm doing pretty good because the football went pretty good. I'm a West Ham fan.
Oh yeah, I spotted that result earlier today. Oh, so you're going to be in a good mood for this cast. You're going to be
Yeah. No, I'm inspired because Portugal should, on paper, win this game 9 times out of 10. But I feel like today is the evening of the underdogs.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I see it. So you're thinking Estonia can pull a West Ham and get one over the favourites. I'm just looking, sorry, just to remind people, because I'm not sure if there's any time now, but there may still be time for the next game. Saloon.tf is the betting website for TF2 items. There are lots of Nation Cup games going on Saloon.tf. If you want to bet your hats with chances of winning some more, you can bet on these games. This game was one of them. I've put bets on both of the games tonight, Hildreth, so I'm hoping the favourites win through and that I manage to keep my keys. But we'll find out if your inspiration is going to be found inside the Estonian players. Do you know many of the players in this game today?
I do not know anybody from Estonia. I mean, I've known a few players in the past making up Team Estonia, but some of them may have moved on by the look of it. So this is going to be a completely fresh team, players I've never seen before. And from Portugal, though, I'm quite familiar with quite a few of their players. Some of them are playing, high level.
Yeah, I mean, Kaneko and Fux there are the names that stand out for me straight away. I know Kaneko plays Soldier in High in 6v6 at least, and he also plays in High in Highlander as well. And Fux is well known as he plays Demo or Heavy, and he played in High as well last season in Highlander. So there's some experience there, and Portugal does have other experienced players. I think some of them are changing their names or some sort, so I'm not sure how many of these ones are actually recognised or not. But I'm the same as you, really. I'm not sure of many of the Estonian players or their experience. I think the player Hay there, his name rings a bell. So
you might be thinking of the American Spy.
I know. Well, you see, no, because I played against a Hay, and I remember in the scrim that I played against him, I said, "Oh, is this the American guy?" And it was not. So there's two. There's two going around. So this may be the one that I've played against in the past. But if he's as good as his namesake, then we'll be in for a good game. But let's talk about Steel. I've talked about Steel with a few different players so far. I remember Asajj I've casted with as Niunen as well. What's your take on Steel as a player? I mean, do you like it as a player? Do you prefer it as a spectator?
I love watching Steel and playing Steel. It's one of those maps where you really have to focus and coordinate stuff. People do accuse it of being like a mess of people just running around everywhere, but if you're actually following what's going on and got an idea of where the important stuff is in the game, it's really, really fun to watch and cast. You can't win this game by yourself, basically. You're a carry player, they can't. Like on Viaduct, for example, you've got a sniper that's hitting everything. Sniper won't win a map on your own, you have to work together. That's what I love about it. There's always flank routes and options for the flank and combo.
I mean, you could even argue it is like the quintessential Highlander map. It requires all of the players to have that communication together. But we have gone live here. I have Estonia in the blue with Portugal on a red. So Estonia will be attacking first, trying to set a time. Portugal will be defending. Quickly go over the rosters. We've got Chef on Spy for Estonia, Jesse on Sniper, Sharky is the medic, Leroy the engineer, Blackbeard is Heavy. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. He's on Demo. High is on Pyro, Hensi on Soldier, and Ox is on Scout. We'll come over to the Portugal one slightly later on, perhaps in the interim, but not really anything too different coming out of Portugal on the defence here. Just kind of defensive sentry, combo players playing slightly forward.
Yeah, this seems to be standard these days. You can see Portugal defence, professional concrete seller. I don't know who that guy is. He's building really close with a sniper and a heavy up top. Sentry far back to cover the flank. This is pretty good. It seems to be a standard. A being given up with no resistance is very standard.
Yeah, that's something we see in Steel. You know, defending teams don't defend A because it's not really possible to get both of them at the same time. But Jesse, they're getting a snipe onto the Portuguese sniper. So no sniper for the defense is quite big. It gives you a little bit more room to walk into this B point. And a couple of kills now. Kaneko's also gone down as the Spy also goes down as well for Portugal. And Estonia getting quite aggressive here, getting the picks, and they're trying to play off that. The Ubers come out aggressively from Estonia. They're trying to get all the way in here. Portuguese combo are getting a little bit stuck, but Estonia haven't made much ground, and they should be able to hold on to this, Hildreth.
Yeah, Estonia are pushing them back, but haven't got any frags so far. They lost their heavy. Yeah, and these names are just ridiculous. He's cleaning up stuff here, then Kaneko's come in to help them. They have to deal with a sentry in the door. Yeah, there's it's a fail of the M from Estonia here. They had such a good position, but Portugal have just surrounded them.
Yeah, Sharky, the medic, has gone down there, which means there's going to be at least an 80% Uber advantage in the hands of Lemade. I've been told by 4HP, professional concrete seller is of course Concrete, so let's just call him Concrete for now. I'm going to call the scout Lemon Juice for the sake of simplicity. But yes, we've just...
Spy just coming behind the medics, didn't get anything, sorry.
That's okay. We see like this is quite similar to what we saw from your team, Hildreth, when you guys played against Wales on this very map, and you had your combo extremely aggressive, practically in the doorway, and the only difference is the sentry wasn't as aggressive.
Yeah, Estonia have rotated E, and Portugal haven't spotted it quickly. And if you fail to spot, the only problem I don't like about this is they've gone to the corridor to try and hold it. They're showing a lack of understanding, so the scout is not getting covered on the cap, and they haven't got the spawn blocked off.
It does force the Uber of Portugal though, which is our plus in the book of Estonia, as their medic goes underneath with the 95% Uber. So this still could be a victory for Estonia.
They're going to run into the pyro. Oh no, the pyro doesn't air blast them off. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Fux goes down, the heavy on heavy action, he does go down. Leroy Engineer has gone backstabbed by the Spy, so no sentry on E for Estonia. But somehow Lemade gets out there, managed to slip by the Estonian combo, but they just do have one player. Kaneko wins the Soldier battle, and really if you're going to do this E push, you need the capping players like the Soldier and the Scout to be on that point, and they're not really doing that at the moment.
Yeah, Ox, the Scout, just keeps running into people and dying. He's done it twice. The combos, they've done it well to stay alive, but they just can't go into the right places because it looks like the Portuguese flank are stronger. They're just the demo there. Goodbye. They lost their demo. They're just going to be stuck here in the base doing nothing.
It's the first pit kill of day. But the Portuguese Spy here. Oh wow! The heavy gets launched into the pit, as does the medic. Can he survive? He's trying to surf out.
He can't, just to kill himself.
And that's three players into the pit now for me, and that was the entire combo eventually. The sniper Jesse tries to get a bit aggressive behind, but then Kaneko just takes him down. And this is not looking good for Estonia right now. 5 minutes on the clock for the round timer for them to capture. They get half a cap on E, and the sentry seems to have gone down, or at least moved. So yeah, K3 here is going to rebuild his sentry on B, but with a Uber advantage in the hands of Portugal, Estonia are going to have to come up with something a little bit more creative than that.
Yeah, they just got stuck around and separated for so long. The combo wasn't doing anything to help, and they were all attacking different places. Their flank was trying to go on B. Combo was still trying to fight in that corridor. It was too easy. It's my first of the day, too easy. They're just stuck in this door now, waiting for Uber. There's nothing they can do.
A body shot there from the sniper from Portugal takes down the heavy. He's on an 8 kill streak right now. I'm trying to find out who these people are, Hildreth. I have found out that the Spy is Kaiser, who played Spy at a fairly high level in the past, so no surprise that he's doing. And then a 10 kill streak. Portuguese sniper then takes down Jesse, and he's on a 10 kill streak. And there are Ubers on both teams, just under 4 minutes to go. So Estonia need to think here. I mean, Fux is down for 20 seconds, which is pretty long, and they're coming in from behind. Well, this is interesting.
Yeah, they're going to
we think the medic, he's going to get caught out here by Concrete, takes down both the demo sorry, the scout and the medic. 11 kill streak from the Portuguese sniper now, just racking up those kills. And Estonia are bleeding players all over the place here. Rick does go down to Blackbeard, but he is so weak. The Heavy is just going to have to get out and get to a health pack. And it just seems that Estonia are putting all of their, betting on. I don't know, there's a phrase about chickens and hatching, something like that. But what I mean to say is they're all going through the same doorway. They need to maybe split up their forces a bit.
All their eggs in one basket.
That's the one.
Yeah. The interesting thing is there's a Heavy incoming behind me though. I was trying to do something. Actually, does get the K3 down. That's the engineer. This fight is scattering around a bit around the B point and the E point, but the flank of Portugal is so strong. Kaneko's keeping them back inside the door whilst the combo's just dealing with the people in E. I wanted to say, when they did that E rotate, CJ, you noticed the lack of reaction from the Portuguese combo.
Yeah.
They could have got into position, like a good team would have just got into position on the E cap way earlier, but instead they didn't get into the right positions.
Well, that's something that I was going to say as well. I mean, they don't seem to be having any of their flank players. Oh, looks like we've got a pause here. Hopefully it's a pause and not a crash. Just as Estonia are getting some time on the point. But to expand on what you were saying there, I totally agree. It seems they're not realising the Estonia combo are behind them until the last minute, to the last second. Normally you'd have, maybe your scout, your pyro, your soldier, somebody, or even just your spy, sort of scouting out the A point or the white room or at least the E point, giving the rest of your team, giving your combo a little bit of intel of where the other team is. And if you're not realizing that until the very last second, we saw Russia versus Ukraine. I'm not sure if you saw that match, but how quickly Russia managed to just totally shut down the spawn doors and go from A to E very, very quickly and just cap it out. I mean, against better teams, you're going to get punished for that. But it just seems like Estonia aren't really taking advantage of that right now.
Yeah, I felt like Portugal were really slow to react. Estonia just played it wrong because they actually got onto E point for free, nothing contested, and maybe they were spotted by a scout or a spy, but they weren't contested that combo. They even got into the corridor and Ubered in the corridor. Like, if a team that's really well rehearsed on this map knows what they're doing, gets in that position, it's really hard for the team that's defending to get in position because you block the corridor with your combo, and if your demo man's sticky in the spawn with a little bit of help and you've got a sentry there, it's really difficult to break. You're relying on something huge from your spy or sniper or something, or a big mistake. Estonia got into that position and they just played it wrong. The demo man went with the combo, they Ubered into them. When it was Portugal's turn to react, they just Ubered into B, and Portugal had a Belaruba and they crushed them. So they're showing a lack of understanding on how to play that map so far, Estonia, whilst Portugal's only mistake is just slow rotated. And we're underway.
Yeah, the Uber comes out, forced onto the medic, and Sharky, the Estonian medic there, does die at 96%. That's really unfortunate, just as Estonia look to be gaining some ground. They have got the pirate on the point here. It is Hay, and he's managing to push people off the point, and he's getting a lot of cap time. Estonia might actually get this cap, unless someone saw the soldier comes in as well. Great play by the Estonian pirate, managing to just really get some space for his team.
And then the flank came in from behind. They've actually taken out the combo. Sloppy play. Portugal complaining about luck, but they've just been wiped by Estonia. That was a really good push in the end. I mean, Portugal should have dealt with the pyro and the soldier quicker. You're right.
It's almost like they were listening to the past. And yeah, I mean, Estonia coming in from behind, spreading their plays out a bit, and just sandwiching them in the end. But there is cap time on E. They've got the scout and the soldier now. As each point gets capped, the time to cap E does decrease. Great shot there by Kaneko to take down Hensi. But we are seeing a little bit of cap time on E, but really the C point needs to be capped if you want to get those slower classes onto the point, because the bridges aren't extended just yet.
Yeah, it was good for them to get the cap time, but the combo wasn't regrouped at all, and they're complaining about ping Portugal right now. But the Estonian combo wasn't regrouped at all, so even though they started capping E, they weren't properly blocking the Portuguese players from defending the point. They actually gone straight to C with some players. Yeah, their flank has gone straight to C, Pyro and G Scout, which is quite smart, but the rotate is here for Portugal. But they're going for it now. The Heavy's coming onto the C point. He should be able to block this and clean this up. There we go, yeah. It was a good try. They've And the Demoman's capping E by himself. Yeah, this isn't good for Estonia. They're gonna do this like pressure in 2 points. They need to do things together. They're so separated. They gotta regroup.
They do have 100% Uber though, and Portuguese Medic Lemade is only on 70% as we speak. So if they get a coordinated push going on, they should be able to get some, get at least the C point, or shut down some spawns elsewhere. But I'm not really sure what they're doing. The Blackbeard, the heavy for Estonia, just seems very, I don't know, disconnected with the rest of his team. Seems to be doing a lot of things by himself. Portugal have got the majority of their forces on C at the moment, so we are going to end up with an Uber versus Uber fight, as it's taken a while for Estonia to actually make a move.
There's a few ways you can play at this point. Like in C, a lot of teams will start to rotate around D sides, so they can pressure lock off the D spawn and the E spawn, and start capping E, and then place some people in corridor to try and block off the corridor sentry opposite or something. And that seems to be what they're doing, but Portugal have D on lockdown. Like there's a sentry there, there's a pyro, so look, they don't have to do much to put the scout off the point. The pyro is shooting him. It's only a matter of time before they shoot the scout off the point because there's nobody pressuring this spawn. Although they're really slow reacting, Portugal. Expect them to come and block it any time, second now.
There's going to be a scout 1v1 on the point, and Lemon Juice wins that against Ox. Jumps back off the point now, and Estonia, like you said, I'm not really sure what they're doing. The Uber is forced, yeah, Uber trade coming in now, as Estonia do use theirs, but it doesn't really have any effect. They just kind of saw Portugal using theirs and used theirs in return.
They've got them on the run here, see, they've got them on the run. Like there's only 4 people that need to go forward and help. Kaneko's just timed it beautifully to come in and help his combo. You see, that's the problem when you're not regrouped together, and you keep dying separately. You can't get a proper push going because you just get overwhelmed.
Hainsey is now on the E point, and then it's been some great pyro play. Sorry to interrupt us. Hay uses the detonator to get onto the E point. We do have ×4 on the point now. Portugal a few players down. This is good play in the end, but they really do need to get their meaty classes to block this connector. The demo's behind. I'm not sure if they know when the demo comes in. Hai gets a detonator kill onto Rick, and it looks like Estonia are actually going to manage to cap this point. 10 minutes and 58 is a very long time, but it's much better than what it looked like before, as they nearly almost didn't cap the B point with about sort of a minute and a half to spare. So in the end, they got there, Hildreth.
Yeah, they're getting all 5 points. I mean, 11 minutes is a longish time. I expect Portugal to beat it. However, I really have to praise the push there, because even though they failed to push onto C, their combo did stay alive, so they regrouped themselves, and the combo stayed in the C corridor to block the Portuguese combo, and they just got like lots of people on cap. What Portugal should have done was just rotate more people from spawn. I think one or two people tried to go there, but they just got sniped. And we had pause in setup time at the moment. But look at it, it's a quick pause.
Looks like we got a couple of quick pauses. I'm not sure if that's still coming in or not. Looks like we are live now. Just to quickly go over the Portuguese roster, because we're going to be seeing Portugal trying to, Portugal trying to cap A. We have got, I believe this is a pause. Yeah, it's a pause at the moment. So just to go over the Portuguese roster, we've got the Spy, Heiser. Not sure who the sniper is. We're going to call him ... because that's what his name is. Lemade is the medic. K3 is NG. Fux is the heavy. Concrete is the demo. Rick the pyro. Kaneko is the soldier, with Lemon Juice being on the scout. I was going to leave this until sort of half-time moment. We have got some breaking news just before the game goes live. It turns out Scotland have given the USA a default win. So the United States take all 6 points from that game, as Scotland do not have enough players to field a complete roster. So we will not have a double header today. We will just have this single game, as Scotland are unable to play. But right out of the bat, Portuguese sniper managed to get a headshot onto Ox. So that's going to slow down, as Portugal have got a few players on A. They are trying to defend this with their heavy and their soldier. So whether this turns out to be a bit of a mistake or not, we'll have to wait and see.
It's completely pointless, because they're just going to get overwhelmed. The only reason you'd want to put like some resistance on A is to see if you can slow the cap down a bit. Teams will stop doing this because they know it's just going to like lose you some kills, and then like they have more of an opportunity to, you know, get in for free. You know, especially with the spy dying, you lose the comms. Yeah, the combo just poking on the door. If they've got to be careful, they could get trapped inside.
That is the big thing, because once the A point is capped, that door gets slammed shut, and you cannot get in or out. So you could get caught out there. But it seems to have gone by without major difficulty. Estonia going to be defending this B point now. They do have the passive sentry, and their combo is just making its way to this kind of middle area where generally you'll see if it's not too hyper aggressive, but different to what we saw Portugal doing. We're seeing a bit of aggression coming out from a Kaneko. He tries to jump in, looks like he's timing out, or we're getting some lag, I'm not sure. But we see the Blackbeard goes down, which is the heavy for Estonia, and this sentry is just going to get spammed. They need some aggression out of
There's lots of lag at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is our relay or whether the players are experiencing this lag or not. This is probably where we had a bit of a pause.
Yeah, they had people timing out and everything, Estonia, so they were lagging so much in that push. Even then though, you could see they weren't well positioned to deal with that push. Sentry was far back, the demo man wasn't properly forward, they were pretty much outnumbered.
Yeah, you need to have kind of a bit of presence at least to kind of scare people off, rather than just inviting them into the space. Portugal have captured this second point with 9 minutes to spare, so they've got a good 9 minutes to be able to capture the next 3 points. And they do use the Uber, and Sharky has got his Uber still, but he's not got very many players to use it on, as there is times to on the C point as the scout is getting aggressive there. And this is just kind of all over at the moment for Estonia. They need to get their spawns up in the right place. Portugal decided to go for the E point, but this is looking a bit dangerous at the moment.
They still have the Uber, Estonia, they're fine, they're just morale seems to be bad right now, like running in one at a time. So they just need to group up Uber onto E point, clear it. That's what they got to do. Like I'd go from the spawn, get the kills. Here they come with the Uber, the meds trying to go in the top, drops 3 people that didn't even use it there, the medic. Now they've used it on the heavy. The demo's actually come from below to block point, but he's going to get caught out from their Portuguese heavy, 80%. If they just drop down to the basement, they can get him. Yeah, they're going for it, but the pyro's there, the medic's been separated, and they've dealt with him. Blackbeard went the wrong way, should have gone the other way.
Yeah, Blackbeard wasn't really aware, I don't think, that they were underneath there, and jumped down with his back to Fux, who just guns him down using the minigun. But we do have, I've been told, his scripts on the Portuguese sniper. He is still on the E point, and he is just shooting towards that spawn area, trying to have a little bit of a sniper against Chef, who's now playing sniper for Estonia.
Nice jump by Kaneko, he just took out the medic. Portuguese are just separated. Portugal are just separated right now. Hence he's doing a good job of holding E down, but they're going to get C. The big problem I feel from Estonia is like their demo man keeps writing things in chat, like he's not focusing, he's not with his combo at all. It's really hurting Estonia because they've managed to stabilise a little bit on E, but they're just having problems with their combo. Like Henson's won the battle with Kaneko. The Pyro's there. Sharky, Blackbeard, and the Demoman just need to group up, defend the point. And it, yeah, Portuguese combo just rotated in D and caught their Demoman out again.
Yeah, I mean, we said earlier on, Blackbeard just seemed a bit disconnected from the rest of his team, but it does take down Fux there, winning the heavy-on-heavy battle, but Portugal have players on D, they have players on E, and they're just spreading their forces, just stretching Estonia as much as they can, causing lots of problems for them. But Blackbeard is on E, he's going to take down the Sentry, he does take down the NG as well, and for the time being he does take down a few players, but Kaiser manages to get the backstab onto Sharky. So once again Sharky's gone down, no medic for Estonia, and Lamid is on 40% Uber, and Estonia at the moment, this is just turning into DM. Players like Blackbeard doing really well to take down players, but they need to get a bit of coordination if they're going to survive for 6 minutes.
Yeah, Black's like having to do everything for Estonia. What he needs is his Demoman to be with him. That Demoman just took out the medic for Portugal, so this is a chance to just go together and clean up. Now that Blackbeard has his Demoman with him. Yeah, they're going to rotate behind, try and retake the lobby. They've got loads of time, the cap's barely started. So they're going to try and come behind the combo here. Oh, just got cleaned up so badly. It's going to make it difficult.
Yeah, we have got Portugal just focusing on this E point at the moment. I swear if they just moved around to D and maybe helped capture that a little bit, which it seems like they're doing now, taking control of the white room. There are only 2 players left alive, but one of those is the Demo Man, who is spamming the D point, sticking it up, causing problems for Portugal to actually try and capture this. But meanwhile, E point is about halfway down now. 1 player on there, assisted now by the scout, as Rick and Lemon Juice try and capture this E point as quickly as possible. But you can see Kaneko here. That's like knowledge just locking down the spawns, which is something we haven't really seen in this game so far. And it looks like Portugal are going to capture this final point with about 5 minutes to spare, meaning the first round goes to Portugal and Estonia with a long way to go.
Yeah, Estonia's heads just dropped when they lost B. Like, you could see the lag affected them mentally. And in the end, I think their Demo Man was the most affected player, because he was just like running around by himself and dying. Like, it's really important on Steel, if you're playing Demo Man, that you've got to like keep with the combo when you're defending.
Yeah, I mean, you need the combo to kind of... We saw how much effect the Portuguese combo was doing. They were sticking together and they were just kind of ploughing through. But I mean, it's not for... You know, Portugal haven't been amazing here. They've been good, but they haven't been amazing, and there's been some weaknesses. And if Estonia can manage to exploit those weaknesses, they may have a chance in this second round. They just, like you said, they need to get their head in the game and just, you know, concentrate on what's going on and, you know, ignore the issues that they've obviously been having.
Yeah, you can see the difference in the logs just looking at it. Like, Kaneko is 27 kills. You know, the Concrete's up there with 20. The Sniper's got a lot of kills. The most kills seem to be coming from the combo for Estonia and their Soldier. I actually think their Soldier was doing a decent job, Hensi, sort of just trying to hold things down. Like, there was times where he was holding down the E point with the help of Pyro or the Engineer. So they actually managed to control an area. So they have these like mini successes, Estonia, but they can't just turn it into a proper defense because their combo is so separated. That's the thing. That seems to be the main problem they have. That's the way I see it, anyway.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more cohesion is needed for them to kind of work together and, you know, make those sort of small wins into... I mean, we saw them on their attack where they managed to finally capture B, and after a few more minutes they eventually got, you know, an E cap, which, you know, going ABE, it's a totally legitimate way of doing it, and they managed to do it pretty well in the end. But they need more kind of teamwork like that in order to maybe try and take the second round here, because looking at this group, both these teams lost their first game. France beat Portugal for the full 6 points, with Bulgaria beating Estonia with the full 6 points. And yesterday we did hear, or the day before, France beat Bulgaria, meaning that if Portugal win today, they'll take them on to equal the amount of points as Bulgaria with Bulgaria, with just those 2 teams to play against each other. So Estonia really, if they're even thinking about getting out of this group, they need to be able to pick up some points here today.
Yeah, I have to praise the performance from Portugal though. Like, Kaneka's really been impressive. The Sniper's been doing a lot, which is on Steel is a difficult map to do stuff on, but Kaneka's been really impressive. Just coming, like, he's on the flanks. He'll come in to the fight to help the combo out at the right time when he knows there's nothing to do on the flanks. So it seems like he's trying to hold the team together, trying to coordinate the combo and the flank together, which is, like I always say with Highlander teams, there are plenty of good Highlander teams with just good individual players, but the ones that are really dangerous are the ones that can sync their flank and their combo together. Like, controlling 9 people is really hard. So I think Kaneka is doing a really good job coming in at the right times, plus a lot of his aggression is working as well.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job there, as we saw in the final push, just shutting down those spawns, being in the right place, you know, able to spam the doorways, land on the medic when needs to be, and just be kind of out of reach for Estonia to easily pick him. So, you know, he did huge there, 27 kills. You know, this can be called a soldier-friendly map. But like you said, Scripps on there on the Sniper got 23 kills, second, and, you know, he was on a 10 kill streak on the defense at one point. And that's not to be sniffed at. Like you said, you know, Steel is not a sniper map. Like, it's not sort of a viaduct or a gully wash, something like that, where you'd expect the sniper to do well. But we are in the second round now. We are going to see the second half of this. Second half, maybe out of 3, who knows? But we'll see Portugal attacking first. This time, Portugal are in the blue. They will be setting a time, trying to capture up to the E point as quickly as possible. With Estonia defending, we'll swap around, and then Estonia will try and beat that time. And we saw Estonia go ABE. We saw Portugal go ABCE. I mean, what's your preferred method without giving away too many of your own strats? Do you prefer the quick, sort of cheesy route from A to E, or do you prefer capping all the points and just going along as it is?
A lot depends on your opponents. It's one of those maps where you really got to react to their defense. I would go, like, if they had a really strong B hold, like they were doing the close hold, going through E probably gives you a lot more options, or at least you give them at least you force them to rotate. But like if I was playing against this Portuguese team and the way Portugal were defending, I would probably go E. But if I'm playing against the way it's defending, because they're not close at all, I would go B. So
this is a really, sorry to interrupt, but this is a really different way of defending at the moment from Estonia. They kept their heavy and soldier on A, and at the moment they're just cleaning up. Portugal have got no presence on there whatsoever. Blackbeard getting kills. He's probably going to go down sometime soon now. No, he tries to get out, and he is going to survive. But he did take down Fux. Maybe Fux just wasn't expecting there to be a heavy underneath the concrete there. And finally we're going to see Portugal probably capture this point. But Estonia have just eked out some time.
They're going to block it. This is really risky because now they're just giving the Uber to Estonia. They need to get out. Like, all Portugal need to do is use the Uber, and they're going to trap him here. They have kept the point blocked for a little bit, and Blackbeard's hiding on the. So it's actually the ball's in Portugal's court. What do they want to do? Do they want to save the Uber, or do they want to get this point without using them? They've actually gone B and just taken everything out without resistance, and they got cap on A. So yeah, this is a good response from Portugal, and they have full Uber advantage as well. Sharky's going to get caught. No, Blackbeard's going to get caught out here. He's stuck. Yeah, he's going to get locked out.
It just seemed very surprising. I mean, that's such a risky strategy to try and block A there.
If he dropped down the drop down, he could have forced. Sorry to himself, he did the wrong thing. Never mind.
Yeah, Estonia is still trying to kind of they kick and eat it too, and they're just sort of trying to defend this B point still, even though they've just got no position whatsoever. Hay is the pyro, and he is stuck in this area. If he goes down drop down, he could do some work here. He's deciding to go now, but there's nobody there, and he is now trapped. I'm not sure if anyone knows, as is Blackbeard and Ox the scout. I'm not sure if Portugal are aware.
They've got out there, so they're these guys. I mean,
the pyro comes in, and he does take down Scripts on there, and Blackbeard takes down Fux the Heavy, and Blackbeard's still alive. He's doing damage, takes down Rick as well, manages to get a few kills there, which is probably the best he could get in that situation. But with no Heavy and no Pyro, you're trying to defend this C point. Maybe it's just bought a little bit of time. Leroy here has built his sentry up to level 2 on the C point, and Kaneko hit the sticks from the Sunny Demo Man, take down Kaneko just as he was on the medic. But maybe a little bit of time for calm. I don't know, just what happened?
The spy
that was a drop! The Estonian demo! Oh, was that a trap or just random sticks? I don't know, but Limit drops there to the Demo Man and full Uber advantage in the hands of Sharky now.
He's gone down. Sharky's actually should drop. No, he's just dropped everyone. He should have just used. There's a mistake from the medic there, or maybe the Estonian team got a bit greedy as well. They've just lost their combo, so even though they've just dropped the Uber, they've lost every power they have, and they're just going for E. So it's the exact same situation as last time. The medic's basically running away with full Uber, so they've got to regroup and use Uber to block E again.
Yeah, the Portuguese combo trying to take residence in the White Room, and they're rotating all the way around to D now, and they do have 100%, and they're going to block this E spawn.
If they can use here, no, they've just lost Sharky again. Where are they? They just lost Blackbeard. They're nowhere. Their combo's like nowhere.
Yeah, the medic is really weak. He's so weak in the shelf area near to C, and they just finally use on the Demo Man. Probably told that there is a level 3 there. Finally, they do take down that level 3, but they come face to face with the Portuguese combo. And Fox is
die.
Yeah, he's just going to block it here, and the NG gets taken down as well, as does the sentry. Yeah, so 3 players up.
block the point and then go back. Yeah, then go back and try and deal with the combo.
We do have a pit kill. Concrete falls into the pit there. That's the Portuguese demo. And Estonia are doing their best to try and hold this point. They're just eking out some more seconds. But surely now with the players left alive, there's not much they can do. Portugal have a stranglehold on this E point. The soldier jumps in. Big jump by Hensi. But the scout on the point, that's Lemon Juice, is being healed. 4 minutes 31 is a fairly fast time.
It's really a smart play from Portugal to buy their scout Lemon Juice and the medic to heal him on the point. The scout just made sure he survived. So when he did get pressured on the point, he just drops off and then comes back in. Like when he's safe, it's pretty good. That's the key moment for Estonia, was definitely they got the medic drop. I was actually giggling because the demo man blind dated and killed the spy, Kaiser. And then he dropped the medic just by spamming a couple of stickies. Limadi wasn't concentrating. But then, like, the demo man just wanted to go forward and take the grounds, and Sharky just dropped him, and then he dropped his pyro. And Blackbeard wasn't with the team combo, so he died. Like, it's just like they got a good result with the medic drop, and then they just didn't know how to react to it. That can be a killer for your team as well, because sometimes things can go your way, and then you just react you react poorly to it and drop half your team. Which is, they might as well have just like stood defending the C corridor.
Yeah, there was no need to kind of sacrifice the players there, or even just get aggressive and use the Uber to get some kills, something like that. But the first pick of this round is Scripson onto Chef, sniper versus sniper battle there, and another kill from Scripson takes down Leroy. And we're just seeing this hyper aggressive hold here. You know, even Concrete is just walking down the channel to B, and they've pretty much given the A point, so immediate capture for Estonia, but it's going to be very, very difficult for them to do anything on this B point coming in through the front, because there's just so much resistance.
They go in E. I'm looking at Portugal's combo. They're not reacting at all. This is really
only person there was Kaiser. Only person there was Kaiser, and they're still not reacting, Hildred. They still have no idea. No player from Portugal is anywhere near there other than Kaneko.
Demo needs to sticky the spawn, not this corridor. Okay, the combo's watching the spawn. The demo's sticking the corridor. It's pretty good, but they've got to do some more to block this corridor off. It's good so far, there's you, but now counter. They've dropped a player, and the spy gets the medic, and their combo's going to clean the cap. Like, look how far the cap is from being completed. That's 15
painful to watch.
That's 10-15 seconds, CJ. And the only reason they didn't do that was because they had players in the wrong position. They didn't use their Reaver effectively. The only reason.
I was watching kind of the spawn door. I saw Kaiser come out there, and I thought the first thing he's going to do is go straight onto the sentry, sap it, and then go for the medic. And it's exactly what he did. They had a level 3 in a good position. They had players just not holding the right areas, and that's just really unfortunate. And that was a big chance. I mean, Portugal, like we said in the first round, they weren't watching their backs. They weren't watching this E point. They weren't watching the white room corridor. And we're just seeing a lot of roaming now, and I think Estonia's hearts have just dropped. And do they have it in what it's in them to try and do something else here?
They can still do it. What they need to do is need to get the Uber out of Portugal. And Sendry's blocking the E point. His Kaneko's going to die. Okay, they picked up the Kaneko on the flank.
Blackbeard gets pushed into the pit there by
the
Rick.
That's the problem. Their combo's so separated here. They're on crits. Med's just healing the soldier. Like, there's no demo or heavy with him at all. This is the biggest problems they have now.
Oh, and the headshot. I'm not sure if that was the drop or not.
No, it wasn't.
It was very close. It was like 95 or something like that. Sharky does go down up in 5 seconds, but with only 1 minute and 45 left on the clock now, Estonia need to capture this E point, otherwise the game will be over, and Portugal will be taking the full 6 points away from this match. They are getting some pressure onto the B point. Blackbeard and Hay, but the Uber comes in from Portugal, and it just blocks the point, stops Estonia from getting any more pressure onto the B point.
Yeah, they keep making the same mistake with just like not pushing their combo together. Estonia do really well. They've got the demo and heavy together. Well, most of the time anyway, unless they get outplayed from Portugal, which has happened a few times. But that's when their best moments have been in the game, is when they keep their heavy and demo together. So why do they not see this and just keep separating and going one at a time? I don't understand but they have to recognise it isn't working.
Yeah, I mean, it's the standard Highlander meta. You have your heavy, you have your demo with your medic. It offers like the best protection, but it also offers the best firepower as a unit. Finally, we're seeing Blackbeard connected with his medic, trying to pressure this BE corridor. 40 seconds left on the clock. I think it's still maybe marginally possible, but the crits does come in, but the spy comes in. Kaiser takes down Sharky, and the pushback ends up Blackbeard onto the point. He finally goes down to Fux as the Uber comes in from Portugal, and they just start cleaning up on all of the kills. And with 22 seconds left on the clock now, Estonia have no chance of finishing that E-cap in time, which means Portugal are going to take this match 2 rounds to 0, and are going to take home the full 6 points.
Yeah, for Estonia, as we're just into dead time, Made dies. For Estonia, the key moment in that game was that E-cap. Portugal's, they were slow to react. Portugal, they got completely out of position, and then just like one right click is all they needed to do. Just get a little bit more forward in the corridor and then hit right click, and they've won. That's all they needed to do.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to think, Estonia, I'm sure, is a nation that not a lot of people would have thought would do well. They're not one of the big names, let's say. And Portugal, while they're not up in there with sort of, the Englands or the Swedens or the Frances, they're a team that you would say are comfortable favourites here. And Estonia is so close, like you said, a couple of mistakes coming out of the combo and positioning. Estonia was so close, it could have actually taken a round off of Portugal there. But very unfortunate. Looking at the logs, Fux, Kaneko, and Scripps on there with 13, 12, and 12, with Concrete coming up behind on 11. So pretty dominating from Portugal in the end. I mean, do you see this Portugal team? We've seen them lose to France. They have to play Bulgaria in order to try and get a place to the next round. Do you see them causing problems for any teams in the next round?
Not. I mean, bear in mind it's only still, but not from what I've seen. Portugal, like, they should have lost E so easily just because of their house. I mean, they had a really good B hard. Like, they were really close. Like, it was virtually impossible to get out of that door. But E was weak, which is fine. But if you recognise that their combo is not going to go that way, you have to rotate your combo quickly through this, and put more people in spawn. Like, their demo man locked off the C corridor, which I thought was a mistake, but the people that were in spawn just died instantly, so it didn't matter. Like, which is why it's so disappointing to see Estonia just lose there, because literally just one right click is all they needed. That's the difference between winning and losing sometimes. Pressing one button. It's
as simple as that in this game. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. You don't need to know anything.
Will your medic, press the button at the right time or not? But those are the breaks, and Portugal have taken the winner here. I mean, if you had a man of the match, or should we say a player from both teams, that you would say stood out for you?
Kaneko played very well. For on the flank, you could see he knew more about the map. He was playing a lot more smarter. I actually think the Estonian soldier did a pretty good job, considering their heavy is probably their standout player, in my opinion. Blackbeard played pretty well, but I'd probably give the man of the match to Kaneko or to the sniper. Also, Lemade actually had a pretty decent game. He didn't make very many mistakes. I mean, apart from that drop Uber, which is something you don't, because you see the thing about Medic is if you don't mention Medic that much, it normally means he's having a pretty good game. It's a bit like the referee in football.
True. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with those names. Kaneko did top damage across both maps. He did top frag overall. It's 39 frags, just missing out on 40 there. Also, I think, Blackbeard, definitely for Estonia. If he connected a bit more with his combo, he could have done so much better. He did have some weird flank plays that seemed to work quite well. But maybe if he connected with his combo a bit more, he could have been even more devastating. And also, I think a message for Hay, the Estonian Pyro, has some good plays there with the reflex and getting some med picks and stuff like that. So he did quite well. But yeah, that's it for tonight, guys. Unfortunately, if you haven't already heard, Scotland have passed a default win to the United States. Scotland are unable to field enough players for their game, which means that Norway and United States are going to be on top of their group now with 12 points each. Scotland and Switzerland can no longer qualify. Scotland will play Switzerland in sort of a dead rubber to finish who finishes third and fourth, while Norway will face the United States at some point to decide who is seeded first and second in that group. So unfortunately, that's it. Any shout-outs, Hildreth, before we cut the stream?
Shout out to Polk for making me play GTA for 5 hours, and then we got right to the last mission on the heist, and then the host crashed, so it was 5 hours completely wasted. Completely gone, never going to get back again. Thank you, Polk. Thank you, Emilio. And shout out to right clicking, it's very important.
That's great advice for all you prospective medic mains out there. Right clicking is important, as said by the Highlander magician Hildreth himself. Shout outs to tf2pickup.net. If you guys are looking for something to do, maybe you're not playing for your countries and you've got nothing to do while the UGC and ETF12 seasons are over, head over to tf2pickup.net to play some pickups in Highlander, in Sixes, in B-Ball, in Ultiduo. There's all sorts there. And make some new friends and get better at the game. And shout outs to Saloon.tf as well. Both of the games tonight were on there. If you bet on the USA-Scotland game, you will be getting your items back, I believe. Whereas this game, you could have won some hats. I know I've won some hats. I'll be excited to see what I've won out of Portugal winning this game. But that is it for tonight. Thank you to Hildreth for being an amazing co-caster, as always. Thank you to Arjax for his behind-the-scenes camera work and production. We'll see you guys soon, hopefully, for the next game in the Highlands Nations Cup. Take care and have a good evening.